Me. So, RealSense, and why does it matter to video game developers? So, something you might not know, but Intel works a lot on how you interact with technology, and since years. So, a couple of years ago, we worked and said, okay, the future is in touch, touch screen. So, we worked with PC manufacturers like HP, Asus, etc., to make touch happen in your laptop. So that's why today you can get really nice device with touch screens. And you can do like, you make it a tablet, you can remove the screen, etc. This is because of a work that Intel did a couple of years ago. Once touch was done, we say, okay, what's next? What is the next interesting thing that we could work on? And at this time, Kinect was actually going on, and so many developers hacked Kinect to play with it. And we saw really nice stuff done with the Kinect and say, this is the next really interesting stuff that we want to work on. And so a couple of years ago, they formed a team called the Perceptual Computing Team, so now RealSense, to work on this project. And what I want to tell you about that is that we are going to focus today on 2 cameras, so 3D cameras, but RealSense is more than that. It's also voice, because it needs to recognize you and understand who you are. So RealSense is really a new way to interact with your laptop. So, it can be, as I said, with cameras, with 3D cameras, but also with voice, and understand who you are. First, it actually needs to feel natural. We don't want you to stand in front of your laptop doing really weird gestures and feel stupid. That's not our job. We want to make something natural and that you will like to do. It also needs to understand you better. What are your feelings? Who are you? This kind of stuff that a PC should do for you. And the last stuff, which is really important too, is apprehend your world better. So, in which area are you? What is your room measurement, etc. So, all your world can be apprehended better with 3D cameras. So, what I learned from my job in these previous years is that the most important thing is to be honest with developers, because, well, if you lie to them once, they're not coming back. So, we want to raise expectation rates. RealSense cameras today are not going to make you look like Tom Cruise in Minority Report doing really weird stuff and guessing who next murder will be. This is not making it happen today. What it is, the opposite side. So this is the first camera we want to talk about. So this is the user-facing camera. So on this slide you see the peripheral version of it, but the idea is actually to integrate it directly into laptops. So this is the camera I have actually in my laptop, replacing the webcam. So these cameras are going to be replacing your webcams in a lot of devices really soon. And some brands like Razer, sorry for the French accent, will actually make peripherals out of it. Because so you won't have to buy your full laptop with the camera to sense what is RealSense. You'll just be able to buy a peripheral and make a game with it. So what are the usages for this one? So the range of work is, of course, when you're in front of your laptop. So it has to be close range, contrary to Kinect, which is really long range. So the range is 30 centimeters to 1 meter range. So basically, when you're in front of your laptop. Main usages are gesture control, as I said. For example, on PowerPoint, you actually would like to switch slides like this. This is really natural. So gesture control. But also 3D reconstruction. So you can take an object and scan it with your camera and make it a 3D mesh of it. So if you want to sell something on a website or something like that, you could reconstruct your object and put it online. But also face analysis. I said before that RealSense needs to understand who you are and what you want. So face analysis is a big part of it. I don't know if some of you installed already Windows 10 in the room, but one of the biggest features they actually came with was Windows Hello. What does Windows Hello is that it can log in instantly without any password. It will recognize your eyes, so it's natural. So I have it actually at the office to work, and it works in a tenth of a second. So it's very impressive. It's weird at the same time to come in front of your laptop and it say, "Okay, hi Anthony," and it's actually pop up. So this is very nice. And an Australian website had fun with it and put exact twins in front of the camera. See if it could differentiate it. So for one twin sister not to be able to log into her sister's computer, see if it works. And actually, the camera could distinguish the two twin people, and it works with everybody. It worked with everybody. So we couldn't actually trick the camera even with twins. The last one is 3D face capture. So I'm going to do a demo about it after, but basically what it can do is scan your face and put it somewhere else. So we could actually scan your face and put it in an avatar, for example, or something like that. At Intel, we love to actually show a lot of names and of OEMs. So basically, all these brands are the brands who signed to get RealSense cameras into their laptops soon. So some of their brands, you can actually already buy the laptop with the camera inside since a couple of months. And we have, I think it's an Asus device on the developer showcase there with the camera inside. So if you want to see it, it's already there. And we're already selling these devices. But all of these OEMs will come with devices with a camera, before the end of the year. So this is not only two people working on some side project, all the industry is working behind it. So this is really important for you game developers to understand. If you make something with these cameras, a lot of people will actually be able to use it. But why? Yeah, I think it's actually good. Yeah, that's better. But why RealSense in gaming? How can actually go together? We worked on some actually nice use case for you video game developer. There are 5 of them for gaming, especially with this user-facing camera. The first one, which is very funny actually, is a face analysis and emotion tracking. So as I said, the laptop will be able to understand what you feel and what you feel. So you could imagine a game that understands that the guy is scared and make him even more scared. Or so this is if you're really sadistic like me, you can actually have a lot of fun with it. Another thing could be if the guy is very stressed, maybe we can play nice music to make him cooler, for example, or stuff like that. The game could understand what you feel. So the second part is face reconstruction. So as I said, I'm going to show it to you after, but basically scan your face and put it in a 3D avatar in a game. Easy as that. The third usage is about streaming. So it's not directly into video games, etc. It's more for people who go on Twitch, for example. Today, if you want to just have yourself on top of a game, you have to have a really big green background to do the background removal. Thanks to this camera, you don't need it anymore. You just put yourself in front of the camera, and it will automatically remove the background. Just keep yourself on top of the video game. So for Twitch people, that's very, very interesting. The fourth one is 3D avatar. So here the idea would be to scan your face and apply all your emotions to an existing avatar. So in a game, you could imagine having exactly what mimics you do with your face on a very, very popular video game avatar. So this could be done with the camera. And the last one is motion and head tracking. So you could actually, the SDK with this camera actually allows you to understand how the guy is turning his head up, down, left, and right. So you could actually imagine that it actually tracks your movement in the game. And I have a video just after it to actually explain you that. So, can you see it? Okay, you don't have the sound, unfortunately. And the video game, and actually the developer who developed this plugin should be in the room. I don't know where he is. Xavier? No, he left for the other side. Yeah, anyway. So here's the idea, is that it tracks the movement of your head and actually change the point of view in the game. So if you turn the head left, then the player, as you can see, will turn the head. So it changed the point of view completely and completely changed your experience of the game. And this is done with a track. I don't know if you know about track IR, but it's more than 500 games are enabled today. So if you buy this camera and you plug it into these games, it already works. And it's more than 500 games already available. If you want to talk about this implementation, the developer is on the other side, and he was the guy doing the presentation on Android. So Xavier developed it. So as I'm actually very adventurous, I'm going to show you the demo live. So something you shouldn't do at all normally. So 3D Me. Oh yeah, no. So this application will actually, as I said before, scan my face and putting it on an existing avatar. Okay, so this is my face in 3D with my mic, which is weird. Sorry. So I'm going to accept it. Call my name Tony because it's almost my first name. And this is my skateboarder myself. So I think you get the idea. So basically you take a face, you put it on an existing game character, and make yourself the game character. So this is going to change how you play video games, a lot. Because now you are the hero. You don't have to actually fit to an existing hero. You are the hero. That's very, very nice. So this is the face scanning option. And now I'm going to show you the gesture mode. So wire wave. So wire wave is a game we developed at Intel with Sidekick, within a video game developer, to show what we can do with it. So you can see that my hand actually creates a blue stuff in it. Okay? And I can actually interact with the guy inside. And now I have to look at what I do because else I will lose. And yeah, and you can take them and actually grab them and point them there. So this is quite easy and very interactive. And it really shows how you can interact with video game in a new way. So I'm not going to do another. If you want to play with this, come after me in the demo section. If you want to play, it's actually very, very fun. You can cheat and make them die, etc. That's way funnier, by the way. Sorry. Hey, you're falling. It's too bad. So yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of fun working at Intel. So yeah, this was both demos I wanted to show you. We have way more. We can show, even showcase the SDK itself because these cameras come with a dedicated SDK for developers if you want to play with it. So please come to us in the video game, in the showcase section, and we're going to talk about it. So the second camera now is a different one, and for different usages. It's world-facing. So basically, it's for phablets and tablets. Have you heard about something like Google Tango? This is the kind of stuff that you can recognize, your environment, etc. with it. So this is the idea. So today it's a USB. Sorry, I'm going to steal that from my laptop. So today this is a USB peripheral, but actually in the next couple of months you'll see a device with this integrated into the camera. So the usage is very, very different, as I said, and the range, of course, is different. It's from 1 meter to 3.5 meter. So it's for different usage than before. One big part of it is, of course, 3D capture. So how can I capture my environment, the people and the objects around me? I talked about before, scanning an object, but with a tablet, it's actually easier because you can turn around the object. With a PC, it's a bit more difficult. You can also scan people, like full people and full body. I think you already saw that, if you look into the news, you can scan 3D people and print it. So this can be done with a lot of cameras, etc. Tomorrow, you will be able to do it with this kind of, a tablet, a consumer tablet, and for the same price as a regular tablet. One of very, very cool stuff is augmented and mixed reality. Mixed reality is coming a lot right now in the news. And this camera can make this kind of stuff done. I'm going to showcase a really nice video about it just after. But basically, it's how you interact with your environment and play with it. This is very, very interesting. One of the key features is also enhanced photography. So I'm pretty sure that you're aware about stuff like Instagram and this kind of application where you can apply effects on your photos. Here, for example, 3D could help you to change the focus, or maybe blur some part of the photo, etc. As you have the depth data in it, you can do whatever you want with the photo. And the last one is actually a bad English, but it's measurements. So what you could do with these tablets and this camera is that you could actually scan your room and measure it. So basically, if I want to, for example, right now I'm looking for a new flat in Paris, and I cook a lot, so I want to reduce the kitchen. With this, I could actually just scan my kitchen and say, okay, this is 2 meter by 4 meter, so I need this kind of furniture, etc. And really, really easily, just by scanning my room. So this is the kind of usages that we want to work on. So this is a concept that we showcased a couple of weeks ago at IDF. It's a Google Tango-enabled camera phablet. So if you know about Google Tango, we announced publicly that we are working with Google to make these cameras working with Tango. And we had a working prototype at IDF. So I can't tell you way more about it because I honestly don't know more about it, but we're going to come pretty soon with plans with it. So how does it work? Actually, that's all like us. So it's basically it works the same way as eyes work. We have two infrared projectors, on the camera, which works exactly the same way as human eyes work. Okay, 10 minutes. That's it. Perfect. So, so basically, as you have two point of view and you look at the same object, and then you know the distance between the 2 point of view, you can triangulate, the distance of the object. So it's very, very easy to create a depth map thanks to that. Now you can add. We also have an Rgb camera, so like a regular camera with colors. So with this infrared plus the Rgb, you can do texture. So with that and the Rgb, we create a complete depth map that you can use for developers. But why Intel? Why does Intel do cameras? That's a very good question. Is that all these video streams actually need a brain as yours to actually combine them and make it useful for it. If I give you a depth stream completely raw, you won't be able to use it. But if I give you really a depth map, so how far is it from the object or etc., then you can make it work. So this is why we're working on it. Intel is working on the chip, analyzing all this data and make it available to your developers. And the middleware is also a big part of it. So we work on a complete suite of, and I can showcase it afterwards if you want, of tools to make it available to you. And of course, we have quite an history to integrate stuff with the PC manufacturers and to make it available for the most people. And so that's why we wanted also to work on the camera part. On the R200 part, the world-facing camera, we have different usages for video games. The first one is, as I said, body